One more. Long as you come down, walk your forward, back. Your eye, like your eye line stayed right on whoever was in front of me, right? That's it. And then back.
Teach people to slap their arms here or slap their arms. I think difficult things.
That's the code. Okay? Back break fall. Right. And we're not gonna do, you can fall in every direction, you can roll, I don't care about that. I'm not gonna purview today. Just that shape is what you want. Everyone's, you see when you roll forward too, you're in that shape, right? When you roll, you have to be in that shape. Or you wouldn't roll, you just tip over and fall flat. So you tuck your chin, you roll. Side break falls, you're in the same shape. And that, that kind of position sideways, like we did on the ground, right? You can do it from standing up. The most important thing though is that long torso, tuck your chin, walk your core. In your neck, be sure your head doesn't move. And if you're not strong enough, I highly recommend you start at ground rocking like that. And you might say, I'll never get in a fight. You're going to slip and fall. You're going to be ready for it. Okay? All right. Any questions?
Yeah, on that last one, how far do you want your roll to be before it hits the ground?
On the ground, basically.
Basically, on
Yeah.
So you
Ideally,
squatting down.
Yeah, ideally, I'm doing this.
So you
There's no impact, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then as you build up, you start to go higher. And what we do too, then you learn how to roll and break fall. Then you start having someone throw you like a hip toss slowly, and they kind of just drop you a little bit. If people are really sketchy, you're doing a big mat. Learning to break fall correctly is the primary skill for self-defense. So the other thing you don't want to do is go, I'm kind of good, and then start sparring, and you get slammed, and you get hurt, and then for the rest, you're gonna have PTSD for ever. It's so hard to train people out of it. And then what happens is, every time you go to grips, you're like, fine, I'm gonna get thrown, and you get tight, and then you feel hard. It's like a downward spiral, you're gonna suck. So if you have that, you gotta work out of it. You gotta start on your own on the ground, practice rolling and falling until you're good, then have someone take you down gently until you work up to it, right? And no matter how good you are, when you get slammed at speed, it's bone jarring, but you're okay. You know what I mean? It's never gonna be pleasant. You're never gonna float down. But you don't get hurt, you get back up. That's the idea, right? So, yeah, I mean, this is something, if people would pay me, I would do a whole week on how to fall and do all these things correctly until everybody was safe. That would probably be the most useful self-defense seminar you could ever go to, right? But no one knows for that, so we have to go on cool ground fighting stuff. Okay, so you're good with that, right? And we're not going to throw each other today much because we're going to be on the ground anyway. But you should practice those skills. Now, we're going to start putting it together. So we're going to practice this first with the break fall, so we'll go to the ground and do the other stuff. How do you get up? When you're on your back, right? So I got thrown down, however. So why do they call this the guard in jiu-jitsu? They don't call it the guard in judo. The Brazilians call it the guard because on your back, your legs take the place of your arms for boxing. So if we're standing up, I go to your guard and do this, right? Your arms are guarded. When you're on the ground, your legs are guarding your body. So this is analogous to, my hands, right? So if I'm boxing with you, my guard has to face you. This is not going to help me, right? I have to orient. So if Jim moves around, I fall into my guard, right? Everyone knows. It's the exact same thing on the ground. If I get thrown down and I let you run around here, you just kick me or jump on top of me, right? So the guard is I keep my feet towards you. So anytime you're on the ground, face one up, right? I'm on the ground, my assailant is up. I have to aim the bottom of my feet at him at all times. So when we stood up, remember the front toes always pointed to the opponent? When I'm on my back, my feet orient towards my opponent at all times. That's my guard. Now I can kick just like I can punch in boxing. And once there's any space, I get up. I manage the distance with my legs, kicking. That's how I manage. I let him get too close, just like stand up. Knock my leg out of the way and start stomping on him, right? There is no too far. The farther away you are, the better. I have more distance right to get up. It's the exact same concept. Whoever controls the distance or manages the distance is winning, right? So how do I get up though? I'll tell my story briefly. So I saw this. This is the things you cannot do just like stand up. I surfed my whole life growing up, right? So I was probably 19 and I'd been surfing. I was in Huntington Beach and it was Christmas time and I was parked on the street and there was an empty lot and they put a chicken farm. It was a Christmas tree farm. So it's just, a temporary Christmas tree farm. So I'm like naked with my towel on trying to put my clothes on and I hear these guys start yelling. And just on the other side of the chicken wire was the desk where we got paid, right? there was a short, stocky, like, blonde guy and this big guy. And they were arguing, the blonde guy worked there apparently, and they were arguing over something about the tree, but the big guy was yelling. You know, and I heard, oh shit, so I look over, and he's yelling at the guy and doing whatever. And right away, the blonde, the smaller guy was completely calm, right? And after about a minute of getting yelled at, he just calmly starts walking on the table. And I was saying to the other guy, dude, you better put your dukes up, because this guy's gonna fuck your shit. So he walks around the table, and I don't remember how it started. He pushed the guy, whatever, and then he could fight. And he hit the big guy, and he dropped him, right? And the guy hit the ground, and then he did this. And this is what you cannot do. He hit the ground like he got knocked down, and the guy was there, and he went like this to get up. And when he went like this, the guy stepped around him and just soccer kicked him in the head and knocked him out. Just went on his back. And then I yelled at him because I thought he was gonna. He didn't. I thought he was gonna like keep hitting him, like hey, you know, he's unconscious. And then the guy didn't even look at me. He just stared at the guy, and then he just walked up through the trees, and the guy was on the ground. There's no cell phones then. I'm 19, so I just went home. Right? I assumed he's not going to kill the guy. You cannot turn your back in a fight. The guy had his head there. He just went like this, whack right in the head. Bad. And the second one, it was kind of comedic from my point of view, but right in front of the 7-Eleven, I've told the story before, in front of the 7-Eleven, there's kind of this big fat guy, a big heavy guy, and I just drew up the fights on. These guys are fighting in front of the door, and the guy hits the big guy, and the guy falls down right in front of the door, and then he sat up this way. The guy's in front of him, he got knocked down, and he did this to get up, and then right when he did, the guy kicked him in the face. So when he landed on the ground, you know the automatic door thing with pressure? The doors had opened. He kicked him in the face, and his front tooth went over his head into the 7-Eleven, and he went out, and then the doors closed. And I was like, what is happening?
Wow.
And then the guy didn't hit him again. The two things you cannot do. You cannot turn your back, and you cannot fight like this. People try to get up, you know, like a normal, they're getting up in the morning. You've got to get up this way. So I've seen those mistakes live. When I get up, I have to protect my head above all. You start to get away, you're going to get kicked in the face. You turn away, who knows what will happen. So this is technical rise. I come to a sitting guard, I guard my head. I get up in my base with my guard up. This has to be mastered. There's no way around it. Right? You can get up. I need to be eventually quick at it. All I need is for you to be one step away from me, and I can get up. Right? If you're, talking and kicking the legs, as soon as you back up a step, I'm up. I'm going to get up. So on the ground, please. We're going to do it in stages. We haven't done it. This has to be done correctly. Because they still might put force on you, jump on you. You've got to be able to absorb it, right? So here's what's going to happen. This is going to sitting guard. I must not, so I'm on my back. I kick the guy. I want to get up. You never get up this way. Like the drill, that was a drill. You cannot get up like this. Your tooth is going to end at 7-Eleven, right? This you're going to kick in the face, and it's super slow to get up, or you'll have to turn, and you can't do that. So the first thing is, how do I go to a sitting guard, defensive guard? I'm on my back. Guys, you don't have time for this kind of thing. I open my elbow, and I just roll onto it. It will roll me up, and momentum will roll me up to my hand. But easy money, right? And when I get here, I push, bring my hand behind into this position. Bottom leg's bent, front leg's here. We'll talk about the hand in a second. And you want that arm straight now, and your chest to come up, right? Now, this hand is just going to cover my head. That's pretty simple. This is super important, just like Shingi. Your bottom foot, your head, and your hand have to be in one straight line. So if you look from the front, this is not stable. My foot's here, my head's here, my hand's there. This is not stable. This is not stable. This is stable. So if you look from the front, my foot, my head, and my hand are in a straight line. Guys, my chest is up, my ribs are up, like always, not this way. My back arm's straight. Yeah? This covers. This is in the same line. So, here, Lewis, come here, please. We're going to do this in a few minutes. He's going to put his hands on my hand. Watch any configuration. He slowly puts force in. Push, push, stop pushing. I cannot stop that. I'm in line. Push, please. Put all your weight on, please. Force into my
Frames.
not even
Frames in the
force.
right place.
Exactly. So, in order to do that, you have to have frame, right? Then I can orient it. As So this is force into, now, by force, I don't mean, I extend up, and I imagine from my up hand to my down hand, there's a perfect arch, right? Chest is up, head's in, right, everything's in a line with that foot. That's the sitting guard. So we're gonna go from there, side to side. And once I frame up, right, just put your elbow down, come back to your guard. Guard, feet up, elbows in. Open your left elbow, rock onto your elbow to your hand, and then push and slide it back. Bottom foot, head, hand, in line. This hand's in the same line, in this position here. Chest up, imagine someone's pushing. It goes into my left arm. The harder they push, the more stable my arch is, the easier I can swing my hips to get up. Elbow down, and I go back to my guard. Boom. Open my right elbow. Smooth, guys, look. It takes almost no energy to get up. Bring your chest up. Push your hand up. You don't have to lock your arm to keep it up. Right? Elbow down. Smooth. Roll to your back. Guard. Open your left elbow. Rock onto the elbow. Use the momentum to roll around. It's like you're a ball, right? And then chest up. Hold your hand up. Couple more. Elbow down. Go to your guard. Open your right elbow. Smooth. Roll. Slide. Curve. Elbow down. Come back down. Left elbow out. Sitting guard. Use this. Now, this guard is used everywhere. Sport, you're always in this position when the guy's standing up. When you're in a sport fight, you let him get close because he's not kicking you, right? In a street fight, you don't. This is where we get up from. So, very important. Everyone got the idea? Cool, let's see.
Sitting
Go to your,
guard. Sitting guard.
sitting guard. Go to your back. Go to your guard. Look through your legs, remember. So the bad guy's here. Throw your right elbow up. Roll around. Go to your sitting guard. Cover your head. And then put your right elbow down. Back to your guard. Flare your left elbow. Rock around it. Smooth, right. Takes the least amount of energy and it keeps your head away. Back down. Guard. Go to the right. Elbow out. Frame up. Put your force into that frame. Chest up. And then back down. One more time to your left, please. Yeah, not bad. And then bend your right leg a bit. Yeah. And then back down. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so you guys rest for a second. Come on. You got it? Yeah. All right, let's test it. Right? Everything in martial arts is testable if it works. So what I just did with Lawrence, that's the test. Now, Lawrence put all his weight on because I've done this a long time. You don't have to start like that. Put some pressure on. Get up a couple. We'll talk about it. Then we can put more weight on. Eventually, you should be able to support something way heavy because his force is going just through that perfect. Remember the world's strongest architectural structure, right? That arch. When I'm in an arch position, my chest is up. Imagine this arch, right? When this is strong, it's easy to pivot my hips, and that's how I get up. Yeah. Now, how do you get up? And then we'll test it. We'll skip. We'll test it all. We'll take less time. So let's just do the get up part. So the technical rise. I'm in the sitting guard. How do I rise? I need to step that leg back. The secret is to lift your outside hip as high as you can. So guys, look, I'm pretty flexible, but if I have to do this, it's difficult, right? And see my head go forward? So look, someone grabs my belt on the outside, and they pull my hip up. See, I'm kind of like parallel to the ground. Step behind your hand and stand up. Yes. And when you get good at it, you can kind of skip back away from your opponent or whatever. That's how you get up. Okay? So back up. You can just go down however. Let's try it one time outside. I always get up on my right side because I want to be in my guard. You need to practice both sides. Good exercise. But if there's something in the way you broke your right arm, you need to be able to get up on both sides, right? So one more to the right, flare your elbow, roll up, slide back. Imagine someone's pushing your left hand. Lift your left hip, and bring your foot behind your hand. When I trained basic racing, that was a detail I didn't do as much. You big on it. You got to replace your hand with your foot in case there's pressure. So if I get up here, if I'm here, and I step back like this, for example, and you'd knock me over. This is my force line. So my foot has to go on that force line. And as you get better at it, usually we kind of skip back to that position because they got you got to get up in that frame. And you got to cover your head the whole time. Okay? Back down. Go to the other side. Slide up, frame up, chest up, lift your right hip up, bring your left foot behind your hand. Skip back might be easier, right? Your guards up. If you're right-handed, you got on the side, and you just step back. You know the other side. It's easy. Okay, one more of those. Elbow flare. Rock. Come up. Hip to the ceiling. Put right hand on the neck. This skill must be mastered. Okay? And we'll go into my kata in a minute. Technical rise. Sitting guard, they're two separate things, but you go to the technical rise from the sitting guard. If you're in the sitting guard, the guy jump, and you can always go back to your guard, but as soon as we're going to see in a few minutes, as soon as there's space, you got to get up. Right? You won't be on the ground any longer than you have to. So, here, Frank, you do it. So his arms back. Go slow motion, smooth. Remember, so guys, you can rest for a second. You can lay there and take a break. But there's two kinds of exercise that we used. One is for conditioning, and the other, they're technical movements. Conditioning, we make as hard as possible to get in better shape. I can do push-ups, I elevate my feet. I do a handstand. I'm trying to make them harder to get stronger. This is the exact opposite of martial arts. Martial arts, you make it as easy for the task at hand, as efficient as possible, right? Because you want to save energy. So it's about making it easy, you know, like, oh, I'm just going to kind of be sloppy, but efficient so that when I'm tired or I'm hurt or whatever, I can still do it, right? And just a word about training. I learned this from several guys. They talk about it this way as well. Conditioning exercises can never be technical. Technical exercises can be both. If you do technical exercises enough, right, or enough reps, you can also condition, but you're learning martial arts. So today's a good example. I could do 500 crunches and have abs and absolutely no martial arts ability. I could do break falls and get up, have the same abs, and learn how to break fall. Right? You know what I mean? So these, though, are efficient, as much efficient as possible to get the job done. So you should be, it should be as smooth as you can make it, so it's efficient and faster, right? So Frank goes, he goes to the sitting guard. Now, so look, I look from the front. The foot, the hand, the head, and that hand are in line. Chest up, right? I'm not going to put all my weight, but I'm going to put a fair amount of weight. He's going to lift his hip and then step back. I can't push him because I'm pushing right through that arch into the ground. And that makes it so his hips can swivel easy. Literally, the harder I push, the easier I'm going to his hip, right? But you got to have frame. Where do you put your force? You should not be thinking about pushing me away. You're thinking about being super stable here, and I'm just adding stability. Okay, one more time. And then do it. Let's go to the other side now. Let him get set. So he's, in his mind, he's not doing anything more when I put weight on him. He's already there. It can't be, he's kind of chilling, and then all of a sudden he goes, oh shit, crush, it's too late. Maybe crush you. You come up to this position and you imagine that resistance, right? And I put some weight on, hip goes up, steps back. Look, I can't push you. Okay? All right? Go ahead. You got a partner? A couple on each side. Guys, slowly. Don't put all your weight on first. Just a little pressure.
That's right.